But anyway, so what we did, we looked at this neighborhood, we call it a neighborhood way station, that promotes safety, but it's spearheaded by the neighborhood associations. Because what's happening, we've got loss of community. We've got loss of neighbors caring about neighbors. I mean, this is what this whole thing's about. Let's get back to community. And that's what everything is. I mean, we are so caught up with doing what we have to do to make the house payment, make the car payment, that we don't have it make any time when we see someone on the road that broke their, that's got a flat. We're afraid to help them because we don't know what's going on in their head, okay? So what we have to do over at these neighborhood way stations is bring together the associations, the neighbors, to start caring for their own community, along with, law enforcement, and they partner together. And somehow, when you have community support, law enforcement backing that community support, things start dropping. Crime starts going away because people start caring. And then we've got so many great social programs here that we implement that. A lot of programs that a lot of times people don't want to deal with because they don't know how to deal with them. But if we have a place where they can deal with it and someone can talk to them one-on-one, like their neighbor says, hey, we can use this. We can talk about parenting issues. We can talk about how to raise our children, how to use social skills, which a lot of kids in certain areas do not have parents that are there. We've got one parent that's in prison. We've got another parent that's on crack or methamphetamines. And so who's raising that child is the teacher or the police officer. And so we've got to get back to the systemic problem is parenting. But we got to start with something. And we start with these neighborhood way stations. And then from that, I think, as long as community support's there, it will foster into, I think, a wonderful thing.
Would you take the stimulus for the police?
That's a good question. I think everybody is looking at the police to fix things. And the police aren't the ones to fix it. It's the neighborhood associations, it's community. Because if you're afraid to call the police, to fix this crime problem, I don't care how many police you have, it's not going to be fixed. Right now, 2008, there were 60 meth lab busts here in town. Since the beginning of this year to last night, because I was talking to the prosecutor last night, and he says there were 140 meth lab busts so far this year. In Tulsa. So we are going to see, if we don't get this under control, we're going to see a 300% increase of meth lab busts. We are at twice the nation average as far as murder rate. There's just certain areas that we've got to deal with. And it's not a problem that we can't overcome. As long as collectively we work together and join forces, we can overcome anything. My God, look what we did in the 60s. We went in 10 years, we went to the moon, and we didn't even know how to get a rocket off the ground. So, we're just talking about community issues.
Well, I'm certainly glad to hear that there's an emphasis in your mind on the community issues and the communication.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's,
have you ought to talk to those little kids over there, the global gardening. What